So tonight I got asked if I can show like a quick video of how to pretty much like quarter out a deer or maybe cut it up and some other little pointers and whatnot. So today, as everybody noticed, that I shot a buck, and my cousin actually was getting tired of me using the Smiths. So sorry Smiths, but you guys are making me go through my knives really quick. But same thing, I still use them on the quickness when I'm sharpening up. So my cousin got me this, the Work Sharp. So pretty much instead of chewing it all up, you can just go from one side. You gotta do it evenly too. Then I have two knives, but probably not a good idea to put so much over this. If you do, make sure you're getting your flakes off. So now we're gonna turn around and head over to the deer that we shot and start getting over into our quartering. Now, I got asked by somebody where I shot it. Well, that's where I shot it. I thought it was probably like 50-mile-per-hour winds, no kidding. So I was actually kind of aiming more back here, but then I got up here and then the exit wound went out the back side of the back. So it was not the shot I really wanted, but the shot I ended up with. So I'm gonna show everybody kind of like the process of just simply quartering it, because I have a lot of younger kids that are asking me like what to do. And the thing is pulling the trigger is always easy. It's always the easiest, always the funnest, but when you're starting to know how to break down your animal, to me, it's more fun. It's more therapeutic for me. And actually it's what I love doing. So basically when we're doing our shoulders, they're not connected to anything. It's just straight cuts. So all you have to do is just make sure you're separating the leg from the body. So in this case, we're gonna cut down and we're gonna follow up all the way up and around. And this is gonna be bloodshot because this is where I shot it. So, and then make sure you do long cuts. Don't saw. If you find yourself sawing at the animal, stop, regroup, and then make good cuts or sharpen your knife. So here's our front leg that we're doing real quick. Like I'm not sure if I was asked to, like, if you want to do the cutting of it, or just the. So basically everything I use right here, I'll let it hang over, and we'll all have our tub, which is really new back there. So that's basically Burger, and we'll shave this off, and we're gonna have a pile right next to us where we're not gonna use this, and we'll cut this part off right here. So our non-trim that we're not gonna use is right there. So when we're doing our shoulders, this applies to the same to the elk. Now this can be used as your roast. So you're gonna follow, and I always have to tell myself to slow down. So you're gonna follow your front shoulder all the way down and then around. So then we're gonna move it over. I always like to have it hanging off the edge so we can, I always say fillet, but that's not really the word I like, but I'm responding to like getting all the meat off of there. So this is basically your front roast, front shoulder roast. There you go. And then the other side, you'll run right down. And actually I can take some of that trim off of that I missed. And I know everybody critiques each other or videos or whatnot. When you're learning how to do this, don't worry about it. Like, use everything that you missed for the burger, because I know everybody on YouTube like follows me, kind of tears into everything I'm doing. Don't let people that are being negative discourage you from trying, because that's the toughest thing that you're doing. Is when you're learning this, you're not going to be perfect, but the thing is that you get better at it. And this is all trim. For me, it's all trim, so this is not really I mean, if you want to cut it off some type of way, that's fine. Any part that you see that you can get out of there, that's especially not hairy or shot, like in my case, when you're cutting towards yourself, make sure you're not going at a fast speed where you're gonna hurt yourself. Safety is number one, especially when dealing with sharp knives. So this is all of our trim. There's really no wrong way to do this. Just get all the meat off because it's gonna be burger. There's our first leg, and I kind of want to. I kind of like going. I mean, we can probably pull some more stuff off of that, and maybe get back to that a little later or something. But kind of make sure I'm going a little slower for everybody to make sure that we're breaking down the animal. And as we're noticing that we hit towards it back, it was really windy. It was like 50-mile-per-hour winds today, so my gun was all over. Have you guys seen the little short video that I put out? Now I'm gonna swing the deer around the other way. Now we're going to come around on the other side, the shoulder, and it's gonna be pretty much a mess, but then we're gonna put handles on. I'm gonna move it this way. We're gonna put handles on this. So this is gonna be trying to figure out what I can salvage. Still, that's good though. Then we're gonna come over and do the same thing. We're gonna move our leg over. Now this is my trim. I'm most definitely gonna be able to use, so we can put it in there. This is what I shot. One thing too is that, try to tell everybody is that if you have blood stuff or it's bloody, just try to get it out of there, and you'll notice that you can trim it out. And I would say we're okay on this. If you're trying to make jerky anything and you try to use bloodshot, will not work. So here's our front shoulder again, cleaned it up as best as we could, getting rid of any of the excess. So we'll just use this, go on the side of it again, and then go around the edge. Now, when you follow the bone, just go, or the front shoulder, just trim it out from there, and you're all right. And right now, I'm not gonna go into too much of the cuts. I just wanna show everybody like how we're deboning it after we get it, because that was the person that asked me. I start get going, I start talking, and then I start going, and I forget to explain to everybody what I'm doing. But so we're just gonna peel it off from the front shoulder like this, and then when you get here, there's gonna be a bone. I'll try to move it over. There's gonna be a bone right there, and you're gonna follow it, and then there's a tendon right there. So it's kind of tricky. The front shoulder's always the hardest. So anybody that's ever helping, they're like, now give me the hind quarter. So we kind of got a little bit more of our bloodshot going on, so disregard that. Here's another one of our front rows. Here's the rest of our trim again. This is a little tricky, but it's just our burger. Trim can be, basically trim is just all your excess that you're not gonna use. Burger, pepperoni sticks, morning sausages, all that stuff. We can probably pull some of this off the back too, but right now I'm not too sure how confident I'm feeling after the shot that it's, well, it looks all right, I guess. You can use that, I guess. So this makes me nervous when we do that, so then pull this part off right here. And then we'll get our leg, the trim, our calves. That sinew will jam up if you're not using a big, even when you are using a big grinder, it will still jam it up. So on your little ones, make sure that you clean it out. Take the blade out and clean out all that sinew or fat or anything that'll jam it up, because then you're gonna have really crummy burger. So here's our other leg. We'll sit in them right here. Now, what we're moving to over here is the back straps. Obviously, I do the, I'm not looking at it like trying to figure out how we're gonna do this, but we'll start right here and we'll cut down. Now, we're gonna use the backbone as our, how we follow it. And we're gonna take it all out anyways, all the way down to the neck, okay? So now, the easiest part is to guide, is to go right down here like this. I always just outline it. And then we're gonna start from the back and cut it down like that. So a lot of times what I do is, you'll see me, is I put handles and everything. It's a lot easier even though you're poking it in. And then just run your back strap down. So there's where we shot, so it's gonna come out kinda. I could have used a better example, but this was the one I shot that I put up earlier, so everybody was asking me where I shot it. I clipped it pretty bad. So bone fragmentations are in that, so I'm gonna disregard that. This is gonna go into my trim, and then here's my chops. So a lot of times when you do your chops, you'll just take the sinew off the back. You can run it either way, whatever you feel like comfortable with doing. And then this will be your chops. This will be your steaks. Now I'm not gonna get too into that, but that's how you'll do it. And then you'll just keep peeling that back off. But here's your back strap. There's your chops. Probably more likely what we're gonna be eating tonight. Now, we're gonna go back over to our other back strap, which is, we'll do the outline again and go all the way down and do the same thing. We'll start, pop out right here. Then we're gonna come, make sure I get that done. Then we're gonna come down to the back straps right here and then do something. I feel bone fragmentations in there, so pretty sure we're gonna put our handle in there. You guys, if you guys don't believe in that or anything that I'm doing, that's fine. I mean, as long as you're giving me constructive criticism on what I'm doing, then we'll be all right. I mean, I feel like I'm struggling with this a little bit more, but I want to make sure I get it though. Like, I want to get that back strap off of there because it's blowing the smithereens. So, but I'm still trying to get everything I can get off of it before. And that's what I'm struggling on, is trying to figure out. Take it all the way down. And we can take that for trim too. The rest of that's on there. So we can see right here, there's bone fragments, so we're gonna cut that out. Right around there, we'll put that as trim, and then this will be our chops. We can just take that off altogether. And then there's our back strap. What's left of the back strap for our chops. So actually, let's just throw everything in here just to get room. We'll figure everything else out, the roast and how we're gonna cut everything up, but let's just get it out of our way for now. Now we're gonna move back over. Now we're gonna work on our tenderloins. Now, they're like the best part, but yet at the same time, they can get the messiest. So most of the time I like to take them out right away, but I was leaving them in there for an example. And when you're doing a gutless method, this is where you start, is right here to cut back. That's where that's where your tenderloins will be. And then you'll take these out right here, like this. Now I'm hitting a lot of bone. It's not something I preach to do, because when you hit the bone, it dulls it. Dulls your knife and whatnot. But sometimes I just do that just because I don't want to miss what I'm cutting. I want to make sure I get everything. And this one is actually feels like it kind of got, I don't know, maybe clipped a little bit. So now we're gonna do our hind quarter. So when you're doing your hind quarter, there's the tricky thing is there's a little bone right here. Man, I always mess up on that. If you look closely, you can see that bone. So you gotta, when you're cutting, you gotta come back around that bone and like this. Anybody does the gutless method or doing this, they'll always say, that damn bone's in the way. So we'll just trace that out. And that's what I always say. I always tell everybody, just trace it out with your knife. Don't go too crazy. And then start cutting down. Now the next tricky thing is your ball joint right here. That's the other thing that I always hit, but see if we can break it off right there. Then once we do that, we can follow it all the way down. And then you're going, and then you'll take it off. So when we're doing our hind quarter, same thing, you'll follow your little seam all the way down. Doesn't mean cut way deep into it. Sometimes, and I have to tell myself, slow down because I'm trying to show everybody. And once you do your hind quarter, this is how you're gonna do it right here. And I've broken down this several times. This is sometimes more or less trim, or you can make your steaks, whatever, however you want to do it. Not to go exceed when you're cutting into your basically your roast, is not to exceed the bone. So you don't want to go stabbing all the way across because you're actually taking this part of the meat off. So see how you want to. Now I still have to keep telling myself, slow down. And then we're going to come out right here. And then we're gonna break it down right there. So now you'll see in my previous videos, I always say, then you can lift it up and then take your knife and run it along. And then there you go. You'll have your breakdown of your roast, your steaks. And so if you were to fold it back all up, and then that would be the leg again. And then your round steaks are, of course, this. And I'm not gonna, maybe I'll go into a video a little bit more. I normally will break them down. And this will be your round steaks. This will be your trim right here. And if you're gonna do your round steaks, this is how you do your round steaks. Like this, depending on how, or it could be your roast. And then so you'll just break it down. These will be your steaks, same way, any way you want. But we're gonna throw everything into our tub for right now. And then we're gonna break our calves down too. And then make sure we're taking all that meat off. Calves are pretty messy. Basically they're trim to all anything else that's left over. And I always tell everybody there's no wrong ways to do your calves because it's all gonna be trim anyway. So I know somebody's got like a technique that they want to show me, or you don't learn by not listening, that's for sure. You pay attention. Even if someone's not very good, you can always learn from them, because if they make a mistake, you'll be like, oh, I never noticed that before. And I notice that a lot when people are learning. They do something that's out of character that I catch my eye on. So, okay, so now we got our last hind quarter on there. And what we can do normally too, is we have our sawzall, and then we can cut. And then we'll go down the side. That's kind of shot up pretty good. Then we'll come back and get our other cage. here's the other part. The last struggle is always trying to get this off the hook. So literally off the hook. So, remember when we're looking at it, this little lip right here that goes around, it's always causes chaos. For me it does anyway. When we're trying to do this, we're on a spinning hook so we can spin around. And then, so we'll go back down, find the ball joint, and then we'll cut this off. And here's our whole vertebrae. Depending on what we're gonna take off of it for trim. Don't really want to get too much into this, but just give you an idea. This will be our burger, but anything else that we might have missed that we can go over. So we'll come back to that, move that over, and then take our last of our hindquarters down. And then we'll do the same thing that we were talking about earlier. Now, the seam is always like your guide, your map right here. So remember, don't stab it too deep in there. Try not to. I mean, you can make mistakes and whatnot, but then we're gonna peel it off. And then we're gonna take this off right here. This is basically all of our trim too. If I say trim, it's just the excess that you really can't make cuts out of, whether you're doing jerky, steaks. So basically it's got to be burger, morning sausage, it's got to be all that other stuff. Now we're gonna lift this up, come back around the bone. Oops, right there. Like that. So now we're gonna keep that, move that over, and then just quickly go over the last of it. Remember, there's no really wrong way to do this, so all you do is get it off of there. And that's fine. Everybody's so judgmental, like how you take the meat off, and I'm like, good God, as long as you guys get it off of there and you get it. And people that'll probably complain the most won't ever have a video because they're just probably not very good. So make sure being constructive to each other. And if you're on my YouTube saying negative things, I immediately take it off. Not about being negative, about teaching everybody how to do all this stuff. So there we go, broke it down. If you guys have any other questions or any other thing else that you guys would like me to do and show, break it down to whether it's the hindquarters, the fronts, the cages, or anything else like that, anything in general. The other question everybody was asking, what gun I'm shooting. It's a 300 short mag. It's a Savage with an AccuTrigger bull barrel. It's made for long range shooting, so that's what I was shooting. And then the book that I got is a nice little 2x2. It'll give you an idea what he looks like. So, all right, guys, take it easy.